What path might you take in your quest for total health?
Optimum health that encompasses mind, body, and spirit.
So come along now with Olivia Newton-John, Judy Brooks,
and Roy Walkenhorst on Healing Quest.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. We've all heard the phrase forgive and forget.
For many people, that's much easier said than done.
So today we're going to see why forgiveness is so important to our health.
And we'll have some expert guidance on how to let those negative emotions go, as hard as that may be sometimes.
We'll also have an unforgettable example of forgiveness.
When I dropped that letter in the mailbox, all the anger, all the rage, all the ugliness that I've been carrying around all those years, it was gone instantly.
We'll get a medical opinion about the health value of forgiveness.
It really translates into a person's wellness.
In addition, we'll get a great organic recipe and a big helping of humor in the Cookus Interruptus kitchen.
It's water-based painting.
I know, but
Cleans right up.
it'll clog the pores of it.
It's fine.
No, wait, Steve.
And our healing moment takes us into the beauty of a winter landscape.
So join us now as we head to the frontiers of integrative health and well-being on Healing Quest.
Broadcast of this program made possible by
So True, makers of So True Pink, a botanical blend designed to support breast health with high-potency antioxidants and fruit, vegetable, and botanical extracts. So True Pink, proud to support breast cancer treatment and research.
The American Botanical Council provides science-based herbal information at herbalgram.org.
Resveratrol from Reservage, the powerful antioxidant with organic grapes grown in century-old vineyards in France, formulated to support cellular and heart health, as well as healthy aging. More information online are at 1-800-553-1896.
I think we've always known instinctively that forgiveness is good for our emotional health.
That's true, but now science is increasingly showing how good it can be for our physical health.
And here's how best-selling author Marianne Williamson describes the clinical findings.
You know, the most prestigious academic institutions in the United States have now statistically verified that people who attend support groups, that people who practice forgiveness, that people who have more love in their lives, that people who pray and meditate on a regular basis, they are physically healthier.
She says one reason for that is the benefit that comes from releasing the harsh emotions that come with anger and resentment.
Forgiving means you let it go, and as you let go the harshness of those thought forms, as you relax your mind by the letting go of those thought forms, you know, there's a line in the Course in Miracles, do you prefer to be right or do you prefer to be happy? Because you're right, they wronged you. That money was yours. You should have gotten that promotion. It was terrible the way he treated you after you were his wife and you had 2 children with him. You can get all kinds of people to agree with you that on a mortal level, they done you wrong. That's not a question. This is not about invalidating anybody's pain, but it is about validating our capacity to move beyond it. As forgiveness frees your heart, absolutely, it helps to heal your body.
Roy and I also got an interesting validation of that a while back when we visited a high-tech medical clinic near Palm Springs. It's called the Wellmack Center for Preventive Medicine, and it was founded by Dr. Daniel Cosgrove. His dream was gather some of the most advanced equipment in the world, use it to measure the minute indicators of health and aging, and then create for each patient a detailed personal prescription for a longer, healthier life. But then, Dr. Cosgrove got a surprise.
I was focused on high tech, and I still am, but I had to expand my focus because if my real goal was to be this patient's advocate, to maximize their well-being, to make them, to do the best for them, it turns out that you got to have the high touch.
That high touch approach means paying attention to the critical connection between mind and body. And forgiveness is often an important factor.
Maybe there was somebody they needed to forgive. Maybe they had unresolved anger or hurt or fear about something from the past. And that it really translates into a person's wellness.
Healing Quest's Dr. Marcus Lowe agrees completely with Dr. Cosgrove on this point.
Yes, he does. He says forgiveness isn't so much about someone else. It's really about how good it is for you.
Who does it hurt to hold a grudge, to have anger, to relive something bad over and over again, whether it's imagined or real? The only person it hurts is yourself. Forgiving allows you to now choose. I'm going to remember that incident I didn't like. It doesn't mean you have to forget, but it says I don't need to relive it. Let me take the lessons, let me categorize it in the library, in my memory, so I will become smarter and learn from it, but move on. Maybe some of the most difficult things for people to do, because they want revenge. They want to make somebody suffer like they did, whether it's real or not. Probably the highest step in intellectual growth is to forgive yourself and to forgive them. Doesn't mean excuse them. It doesn't mean to accept something that's different than what you believe about them. It just allows you to move forward.
Moving forward can often be very difficult, but at the same time, it can bring enormous benefit.
That was the case with one of the most remarkable people we've met in all the years we've been on our healing quest. If Abba Gale had her way, she never would have embarked on this healing journey, never would have gazed on these forbidding walls. Abba Gale is standing outside San Quentin Prison on California's San Francisco Bay. In front of her is the building that houses Death Row and the cell of a man named Douglas Mickey.
When I first came to visit him, it was the most frightening day of my whole life.
Abigail's first visit to San Quentin in 1992 may well be one of the most difficult healing milestones that anyone can experience. Because the man she was visiting, Douglas Mickey, had stabbed her daughter to death 12 years before.
My youngest daughter, Catherine, was murdered when she was 19 years old. And nothing prepares you for that kind of an experience. And I was absolutely consumed with anger, with rage, with a passion for revenge, and just untold ugliness. And I carried this around with me for years and years and years.
One night in 1980, Abba's daughter was staying at her friend Eric's home. They were joined by Eric's friend, Douglas Mickey. A fight broke out, and Douglas killed Eric. Catherine was in the way. Douglas Mickey was captured, tried, and sentenced to die in the gas chamber at San Quentin.
You have to understand that when my daughter died, I had no faith, I had no religion, I had no one to go to. I was absolutely, totally alone in dealing with this.
For almost a decade, Abigail believed that only the execution of Douglas Mickey would end her pain.
Frankly, my opinion had been, all those 12 years, that why didn't they kill him and get it over with? Because I was sure that I was never going to live a normal life until he was killed.
But a visit to a bookstore 8 years after Catherine's death had begun a gradual awakening of Abba's spiritual side. She began studying a spiritual thought system called A Course in Miracles. In it, she learned that the act of forgiving might help heal her torment.
And after 4 years of this really intensive seeking for spiritual truth, I was driving home from church one night and a voice came to me. and it said, "You must forgive him, and you must let him know." And that voice was talking about the man who murdered Catherine.
The night of her revelation, she sat down to write a letter.
Dear Douglas, 12 years ago, I had a beautiful daughter named Catherine. She was a young woman of unusual talents and intelligence. She radiated love and joy. I knew that I'd been robbed of my precious child and that she'd been robbed of growing into womanhood and achieving all her potential. The violent way that she left this earth was impossible for me to understand. In the midst of studying A Course in Miracles, I was surprised to find that I could forgive you. This does not mean that I think you are innocent or you are blameless for what happened. What I learned is this: you are a divine child of God. Do not waste your last days on earth with remorse and fear. Death as we know it is really a new beginning. I hope that this letter will help you to face your future. I am willing to write to you or visit you if you wish. I send my blessings to you and your children. And I signed it, Gail, mother of Catherine Blount.
Abigail had done what many people in her circumstances would have found unthinkable.
I mailed that letter, and the experience I had was not just emotional, but physical. When I dropped that letter in the mailbox, all the anger, all the rage, all the ugliness that I've been carrying around all those years, it was gone instantly. And in its place, I was just filled with love and joy and peace.
Abigail had tapped into a powerful healing force that for centuries has been the province of spiritual teachers. A few days after she mailed her letter, she received a response from her daughter's killer.
Over the years, as I walked my inner journey alone and grew in awareness, I've often realized that Kathy's mom must be feeling the pain of loss every bit as intense as that which I felt over my mom's sudden death.
I felt cheated, betrayed, and violated. Realizing that you and Eric's mom must be experiencing similar pain and anger has been an unspeakable burden to my soul. I would gladly give my life if I could change that horrible night. Respectfully, Doug.
With the letter was a visitor's pass to San Quentin Prison.
What I knew in that moment was that I didn't need to have another human being murdered in order for me to be healed.
Abba used the pass. In that frightening first visit to San Quentin in 1992, she and Douglas Mickey sat together and cried.
We were weeping for Catherine, and we were weeping that she had lost her life and her potential for what she could have done with her life. And I realized that day that when the night that Catherine lost her life, Douglas lost any semblance of a life that he would ever plan for also.
The visit was the first of many. While Douglas Mickey awaits his fate on death row, Abba says she and her daughter's killer have become lasting friends. She rejects those who say the deaths of the condemned offer the only path to closure and peace for their victims' families.
There will never be closure for me in the life of my daughter, Catherine. I will always remember her. I will always be thinking of her. And the idea that killing another human being is going to do anything to make me feel better or to make it less horrendous, what happened to her, is insane thinking.
Now, Abigail celebrates Catherine's life in appearances around the country and on the internet. She tells the story of her own long journey out of despair. She has, she says, given up all hope for a better past.
I've discovered in my life through personal experience that forgiveness is, I think, the greatest healing power that we have here on earth.
Incredible.
We've done a lot of stories in our 10 years on Healing Quest, but none